morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever
Oh,
it
we're
is for you
live?
might be. We're live.
We're live?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like a surprise to me. Oh my God, you got a hat.
Well, I've got a
Wait a
hat because
minute.
my hair's dirty. See, this is why I don't wear hats, because look at that. It's
You
awful.
didn't, I get the same result, but you didn't have to say it. You didn't have to disclose all that information to our viewers. Just say, it's my new style today.
But it's an awful style. It's like wrapping a hat around a basketball. It just doesn't work.
It is
Maybe
nice
I
to
could
be
do it.
back,
We
Super.
could do it this way. Do
Do
people
that,
still do this?
do it backwards. Yes. Every time I do that to my hat, my girls call me the dude. I don't know why.
The dude.
The dude.
Nothing fits. The head's it's too big. And then
Get
this
the,
makes
get
it
the
look like you're
wizard
getting
hat.
bald.
Get the
I don't
wizard
know what
hat.
the wizard hat is. I can do it sideways. No.
No.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really like hats, but I don't know. I'm feeling a little grimy today. So
Well, wait a minute. You live in the Carolinas where the weather is always nice and sunny. You must be
Uh-huh.
wearing hats when you go out.
Oh no, I don't wear any hats when I go out.
No?
No, you get
Sun.
used to it after a while.
Okay.
I mean, it's just mercilessly hot. It's kind of the net. Like it's only 80 degrees out right now, but it feels like 92 because of the humidity.
I see. I see. You're not sharing your screen, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
It's just miserably hot all the time.
Is
And
is
it's supposed to
Texas
be
the
hot all
same?
week.
Is
Don't
Texas
know.
the same?
I don't
Ah,
know. I've only been to Texas a couple times, and I don't know.
because
So,
we're looking at relocating, and now everything is an option.
well, you should come over to the proper coast where business is done.
We're definitely moving. It's either East Coast or Northeast, right? So it'll be like, do we go Texas down there to get the nice warm weather and the crazy people, or do we go? Or do Sorry, I didn't mean any offense to
You said the
the
quiet part
Texans.
out loud.
I externalize my internal thoughts, which I shouldn't have, or go to things like Boston and stuff like that. But Boston is like miserable, man. It doesn't have nice weather. I want a pool and I want to walk around on shorts all day.
Come to North Carolina and be in shorts for 8, 10 months out of the
Hey,
year.
yeah, you mentioned that.
I don't even know where my shoes are because I haven't worn them in so
That
long.
that that's the feeling I want, man. To be able
Yeah.
to leave the house without thinking about, oh, I need to get a jacket, I need to get an umbrella, because Seattle is like
Yeah.
that. It's miserable.
Yeah. It's horribly hot
Hmm.
for a couple months, and it's not so bad the rest of the months, we'll say.
I don't mind hot. I don't think I mind hot.
Yeah.
I mind cold. I'm getting old and miserable. I used to love winter, right? Oh, by the way, welcome everyone to the Weather Channel.
Over here, you see this front coming through.
Yes. It's gonna get chilly in the afternoon. It's gonna be 70s today in Seattle. So if you're planning on going out, it's gonna be a nice, lovely, sunny day.
Is it going to be nice in
And
Seattle today?
it is going to be nice. I think it's the last week of mercy that we're getting before the school start.
Nice.
And I was up at 5 to go and do my workout, and it was nice and sunny. I saw the sun coming up, which was beautiful. So
Nice.
there you have it. Yeah.
That's
Check
cool.
out, check out. You're not sharing the screen, but at the very top, I went and did it. Azure Voice Authentication.
I saw your text yesterday. That's awesome.
Man, I loved it. Although I did get stumped at some point, and I got stuck, and I had to. Oh, I'm also using CSAR 10, so it's like top level dirtiness all over the place. Uh,
Fun.
it is fun. Oh yeah, did I? I committed the logs. Very nice. Well done, Chris. The logs.
So
were
was this used in
Yeah, share the
this is
screen with our
using
viewers so people can see what we're talking about. And we'll share the. We might actually build it on stream as well. But this one is actually using the voice recognizer and the speech service. So it actually speaks to you and says, "Hey, welcome. Have you registered for voice authentication before?" And then say, "No, I haven't." And then if you say no, then we'll actually go and enroll you. So you need to provide some data dumps. You need to speak for 20 seconds, and then it will register that as your profile. And then the next time that you come back, if you say, I have already authenticated, or have already enrolled, it will try to authenticate you. So I was
Nice.
thinking maybe we can do that as a voice biometric for two-factor authentication for something like B2C.
Could you imagine? It's like, state your name. I can't even.
It's good. So the docs were okay, but I got annoyed because in the docs they do everything in one go. So you have to enroll and verify at the same time. I was like, wait a minute, I don't want to run enrollment every single time, so I need to split them out. So I had to go and do it. And by the way, it does use Azure AD because it needs to know who it's actually trying to verify. And the one thing missing from this code is creating a mapping table between your object ID in Azure AD and your profile into the voice recognizer. So when the data comes back, it knows where to map it, and then it knows who the user is.
See.
Yeah.
Okay. So you enroll your voice,
Uh-huh.
and this will also synthesize speech back out, right? So
It does. Yes.
it's a console app, but it takes in voice and it spits out noise.
Yeah. That's exactly it. Yeah. It's great.
That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool for a console app, I have to say. And you didn't have to use any
Think about
UWP APIs like we did.
I didn't. No, it's less than 100 lines of code, and I think there's more, error checking and doing a little bit of, checking natural language to see what you're responding back. It's not super advanced, but at the same time, it's amazing. Like 130 lines of code, it speaks to you, it takes your voice, it verifies your code. It's amazing.
All right, let's pull it down. I'm gonna run it and see what happens.
Oh, wait, it's not gonna run because it doesn't have my key. You need the service key at the very top.
Okay,
So-
text me your key. Azure Voice Authentication. All right,
Okay.
let's see what this does.
God, okay.
All right, so Azure Voice.
I'm signing in now, just give me a second.
You have to give it like a safe word. Cheeseburger. Years ago, I worked at this place where it was a consulting firm, but one of the things they did a lot of was like project management type stuff. And they had this really, really huge customer right here in Charlotte. And like 20 of the people who worked there would all join the same call at 9 a.m. It was like a stand-up.
Oh, okay.
So they'd all join the same call. But it was almost like a room full of mouse traps that were set. Because you'd hear somebody pop up. Oh, good morning, who joined? Good morning, who joined? Good morning, good morning, good morning, who joined? And they'd all set each other off. And you could just see it was almost like a wave going through the office. It was hilarious.
Well, I don't know if that is worse than WebEx, where WebEx like, hey, John Patrick has just joined the meeting. And then it's like halfway through, and then everybody hears it. And then you're trying to say something, and then Michael just joined the meeting. It's like, God damn it, I'm trying to speak over here, and I can't. So for the first 10 minutes, everyone gets interrupted by people joining the meeting late.
Yeah. Well,
Anyway, I sent you the thing on Teams. Sorry, on Skype.
Okay. Let me see.
I will roll the key later, so go and paste it there. It's fine, and then we'll roll the key later.
All right, so let me get the key. Okay, so we got the key, and this is your cognitive services key. So this is an Azure Cognitive Services that both recognizes speech and stores who you are, so it can come back to you, so you can identify yourself later. Yeah. And then also talks back to you, right?
Correct. Now, it is annoying that I have to paste the key over there, but I spoke to the team, and they will be adding managed identity support. Because some of the managed identity services some of the cognitive services support managed identities, which actually has been renamed, hasn't it? Did we not rebrand Azure managed identity to something else?
Well, it used to be managed service identity. I think now it's just managed identity.
Ah, okay. Well, there you go. Managed identities will be supported in the coming weeks. So hold on tight if you want to use that with managed identities.
Okay. So I guess I should just run it, right? I'm hopeful that everybody can hear my speaker output. You should, but I just
let's see.
Okay, so we're going to .NET run this thing.
You need to sign in, by the way. Oh, you need to sign into my tenant.
It's okay. Okay.
You have an account on my tenant, right?
I don't know. We'll find out. Is it a multi-tenant app? Because then I can do it with my other account.
It's not, but I can change it.
All right. Well, let's see. So we got a device code. So we go to a device code login. Let me get my browser over here so everybody can see this thing.
It's on my cmatcast.onmicrosoft.com, but I think you were a guest there, weren't you? Let me see. Let me check my users.
I might be. Let's see. So device login. All right. I can try it with my work account first.
I don't have you as a guest on this one. That's interesting. Oh.
Well, give me. Let me see if it lets me sign in here. Oh,
I'll give you an account. Yeah. Wait. I'll give you Diego.
Diego.
Yeah, that's a user in my tenant. Or I can change my app registration to be a multi-tenant one, right?
Do multi-tenant. I'm curious to see how this would work with multi-tenancy.
Okay. So app registrations.
Okay.
See, we're doing it on the fly, people. This is live. Azure Voice Authentication and Authentication accounts in any organizational directory. Okay.
All right.
And I'm pressing save. So now that is a multi-tenanted app. How long do you think it's going to take to replicate?
Usually only takes a couple minutes. So let's see what it does. Oh, not yet. But it usually only takes a couple minutes. So I might have to start a new sign-in request.
You may have to.
And you saved it at the top, right?
I have saved it at the top.
Okay, because I always forget to do that. Okay, let's do a. I'm going to do a different sign-in request because there's also a bunch of metadata that goes in the request to get the state. So let's do a different one. Okay, so .NET Run. Sign in and open and go to this code. All right, code. Okay.
Oh, come on.
I still can't. But why doesn't it let me? Well, let's just do this instead.
It still thinks that you're trying to sign into my cmatcast one. What do you mean, Yanisku 425 or the 425 show? Too early?
No, the safe word. Oh, you know why? It's because our public client application presumably has a...
it has a tenant. Yes.
It has a tenant. With tenant ID. So let's do that. Comment it out. We'll get rid of the tenant ID.
Yeah, get rid of the things that we don't need.
Yeah, we don't need that. Amazingly, somebody actually asked the other day, which is something we can talk about too, something we'll mention today. Somebody asked the other day, why can't I do a public client app on a server? So we'll talk about that here in a minute. Okay, so now we have a new request that isn't tenanted. And now it's asking for consent, so that's great. So pretty basic, sign me in and offline access. I don't know, I mean, offline access just comes by default. We don't actually need that, but okay, so let's accept it. Okay, so you've accepted it, so now let's go back to the window. Oh.
Have you enrolled for voice verification before?
Can you hear that?
Nope.
Oh,
what?
Okay, hang on. Let me make sure you can.
Start index cannot be less than 0. Oh, did you respond with your name?
No, I responded with, "Can you hear that?" It blew up.
Oh, you know what happens? It tries to sanitize the input. Again, it's screwed, right? So sometimes it adds a dot at the end of the voice recognizer will say, "Oh, there's a dot at the end." Hey, Nizanki. Am I pronouncing that right? Hello from Greece. Hello back from the Seattle region, and hello from the Carolinas, where JP is. And afternoon from the UK. How's the UK, Trooper? How's things over there? Where are you doing?
Okay.
Where are you?
So you might not be able to hear it, but I think the stream will hear it. So everybody who's watching, tell me if you hear this here in a moment, okay? All right, I'm gonna run this again. So we'll .NET run this thing. Let's do it let's do it in a console. So .NET run. I'm gonna go and blah blah blah. Okay, sign in. We'll go over here to device login. Microsoft. Do you think I'd figure out how to type that by now? Okay. Sign in and next. Signed in. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to sign in. Cool.
Welcome, friend. Have you enrolled for voice verification before?
No.
Well then, let's get you enrolled. What's your name?
John.
Enrolling profile. Please continue speaking to add more data to the voice sample.
Continue speaking to add more data to the voice sample. Very interesting. This is like when the Google thing tells me, like when I'm in the car and I ask it to call my wife, I just say,
You
like,
have
I'll just say,
13.63 of enrollment audio time needed.
it says I have 13.
Please continue speaking to add more data to the voice sample.
Please continue speaking to add more data to the voice sample. Okay, so anyway, I'll like sit in the call, or I'll sit in the car and I'll say, hey, call Kristen or whatever. And it's like, oh,
You
sorry.
have 6.6899999 of enrollment audio time needed.
Okay.
Please
so,
continue speaking to add more data to the voice sample.
It's about accuracy, you know.
Okay. So it keeps telling me I need to say like her full name or else it won't call it because it says I haven't given it enough data.
You have 0.41 of
that
enrollment audio
sucks.
time needed. Please continue speaking to add more data
A
to the
little bit
voice
more,
sample.
a little bit more. Come on, squeeze it
A
out.
little bit more. Okay, I have 0.4 something remaining on my thing. So, okay.
You have 0 of enrollment audio time needed.
Okay.
You have successfully enrolled for voice authentication.
You're in.
Speak the passphrase to verify. My voice is my passport. Please verify me.
My voice is my passport. Please verify me.
Uh-huh.
Congratulations, you have been authenticated with score 0.142757.
Since I've been authenticated.
What was the score? 0.1?
0.147 or something like that. Is that low? What does it do? Is it like a confidence rating or something?
Yes, it is a confidence rating. Exactly.
I see.
And
So
I am surprised because, I haven't pushed the code. I think with the latest changes where it actually checks if it's scroll down a little bit or scroll up in your app. There's a if result dot score is less than 7, I think I put down there. If it's not there, then it's a new code I added yesterday. Okay, so on line 93, we can check for, so on line 99, what I'm doing right now is checking in the new code, which I haven't pushed out. I am checking for things like if the score is less than 0.7, then it means that I have some data, but it's not accurate enough. So maybe it didn't capture the whole sentence that you said, and therefore it didn't have enough information. But it's great.
That's pretty cool. So then if I run it again, though, then
you say I am already enrolled, and then you can just say the password, and it should work.
Okay, all right, let me try that.
Mm-hmm. Look at your excitement over there. My kids had fun yesterday playing with this. I called my wife like, come and see what I did. It's like, okay, I'm not impressed. I'm like, can you not see it? It's like 100 lines of code and does all that.
Okay.
Just for reference for people who are watching, I built something very similar in 2014 for a bank, and it took us 6 months.
Welcome, friend. Have you enrolled for voice verification before?
You're signed in.
Yes.
Speak the passphrase to verify. My voice is my passport. Please verify me.
My voice is my passport. Please verify me.
Congratulations, you have been authenticated with score 0.074291.
What was the result?
0.074291. I wonder why, though. So, okay.
Maybe it doesn't have enough data.
So now that means that you have a unique ID from me in the Azure Voice Recognition Service that recognizes my voice. So you'll get that ID back.
Correct.
Meaning you would be able to map my ID in the voice recognition service.
Oh, I know why. Wait. I know why it didn't work. Right, look at line 86. So this is where you need to know who signed in to retrieve their profile. So what you're doing is you're matching against my voice. Therefore,
I don't know how well I could impersonate you. I don't know if I would be able to impersonate you.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. So you shouldn't actually be authenticated. At this point, it would say, well, you're trying to sign in as Christos and you're not. So the confidence there is 0.07, which is perfect. It's exactly what we're looking for, right? So, the code still needs a little bit of work, but there's one thing that we need to do here is to create the mapping between the user ID, the object ID that you get from Azure Active Directory once you sign in, and map it to your profile ID. And then when you sign in, we should take that object ID, look up the table, retrieve your profile ID for your voice authentication, and then try to create a voice profile with that profile ID, and then try to verify you. So I suspect that's like half day's worth of effort to make it more intelligent, to say as soon as you sign in, oh, you're already enrolled, let's get you verified, right? Or something like that.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. But I mean, from the implementation perspective, I think it's insane that in 100 lines of code, technically all the voice stuff is less than 20 lines of code. Everything else is just fluffiness around, making it look nice.
Just like a shell game. Oh, that's super cool. I love it.
Yeah.
So what we should do is we should go find a list of like the most offensive words in most languages and make those the passphrases.
Yeah.
But only like 1 out of every 20 voice requests has to be that. And that way if somebody's sitting on the bus and they need to sign in and they have to say something, you know, horribly offensive. I think it'd be pretty funny. It'd be great for like a hidden camera show.
You can also, you know, when you enroll a new voice, you can actually do a predictive text or free text, right? So right now what we're doing is we're using free text, which means that you can say anything, but it needs 20 seconds of that data. But you can also use a specific sentence that the person has to repeat, but they have to spend less time in doing that. And then that's where we can use the offensive words. Like, oh, you want to register in English? Perfect. You need to say that sentence 4 times, and you can make them sound silly. But and because it supports multiple languages, you can say, oh, you're trying to sign in Greek. Perfect. Then you have to say this, and they have to repeat it. You know, it's the possibilities are endless here.
Well, depending on which microphone input I had plugged in to the thing, it could have also heard you through the mic.
Oh my God, that's insane.
Maybe that's why it did have minimal confidence that I was you, because your voice was still sort of around.
Oh, right? I see. It had a little bit of confidence because you could hear me.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what my system mic is, because I'm assuming that's using my system microphone, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So are you saying that you could use that to bypass the security settings by having me talk randomly in a meeting? And again, by the way, you can pass a voice WAV file. You can pass a WAV file to the authentication process.
Oh yeah.
So that means that you can hack the code, record my voice through a meeting, and then use that information to sign me in.
So now everybody has a recording of us saying the passphrase word. So we'd have to come up with a new passphrase.
Evilness. Yeah, we need to come up with a new password, or wipe out the service and start again. Anyway, that was a fun exercise. I loved it.
Yeah, that is super cool. I wish I could say I'd worked on something marginally more interesting this week, but I did not. Yeah. Because I've been doing custom policy for 5 days. And here's the thing about custom policy. I was talking to Bolt this morning, and it's sort of like it's like 2 things happen. On the one hand, building custom policies is sort of like playing Russian roulette with your own sanity. Mm-hmm. It could take 5 minutes. It could take 5 days, and it still doesn't work, right? It could be one attribute that you're missing in one thing that's deep in the bowels of policy, right?
Yeah.
But the thing is that there's a community around custom policy, and it's sort of a shared misery, I think, right? Of like, you know, people who have had to do it before. They're like, oh man, like it's kind of like you don't joke about it. Like you can't joke with somebody about like because it's so serious. You think about like, oh my God, somebody has to actually do these for a living. You're like, damn, like that's heavy. And so
Custom Policy Anonymous.
Maybe.
Hi, my name is John, and I had to work with custom policies
and I have to write custom policies. So there's one other thing while we're in GitHub, and you mentioned this earlier about the new feature, right?
Yes, mind blowing.
Which is what?
Well, go into any repository.
Okay.
And now press dot on your keyboard, or period.
Dot. Okay.
Period. It opens the code space.
My web editor. Oh, look at that. Oh, and it's got. Oh, it had my colors for a moment. Oh no. So I guess unable to sync due to conflicts in settings. Okay, well let's just replace.
I had that. No, it's gonna take the remote stuff. It did it for me, and then I had set it up on my Mac, and then everything just wiped out because I was playing around on my Mac. I forgot about it.
So this is running in the browser. VS Code is
It
running in the
is.
browser.
Yeah,
Very nice.
that's all running. Now you can achieve the same. So if you come out of this one, you have to go back, I think, or it doesn't go back.
Well, it's here, right? It's here. Okay.
There's another way to do it by replacing the .com to .dev.
.dev, right? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so here's the real thing, and this is I was talking to somebody about this the other day. Code Tour.
Yes.
So we've got a tour here. So we started adding code tours to all of our things, right?
Yep.
So, it's already down here because I guess
Yeah, it
because
is down there.
synchronized my
You can
settings.
play it.
Oh, there it is. There's our tour. So when we hit start, okay, so it tells you what to do. Okay, so then what do I do from here? Oh, next, right? Okay, so next. Okay, so update the middleware, blah, blah, blah. This is probably already out of date, even though we just did it like 3 months ago, but whatever. And then, create a new controller for Graph, cool. And then use a Graph service client, cool. So the thing is like, okay, and then we finish. So the thing is, I have the Code Tour extension because my extensions are synchronized from VS Code, right?
Yep.
But it turns out, so if I go back to github.com here, wow, that was really fast too, by the way, how quickly it opened.
Yes.
So from what I understand, we can actually add a new file, and we can call it extensions.json.
Oh, and you can add your extensions that you need for the project.
Yeah, we can add the extensions that we need. Now, what I don't know
is the format of the extension name.
Presumably, it's the VS Code extensions format, right? Does anybody?
Why do you not just search GitHub for extensions.json?
That's a good idea. Oh no, look at this. I searched for VS Code extension format, and the first one was Puppet. Poor Puppet. Puppet and shit.
Puppet is still around?
I guess so.
Wow, these guys are persistent.
All right, so let's go to GitHub.
I haven't used Puppet since 2016, where I had to work with a customer that ended up maintaining the Azure extension because the maintainers were not moving fast enough. Oh wow, that's
we only have 903,000 files to look through.
What? Okay.
So we have to find one that's a VS Code one.
Yes. What do you search for?
Extensions.json. I wonder, can I put it in quotes? Because I think it's like separating them because of the period. I want to find files named extensions.json. Oh, that took out 29,000 of them.
Okay.
There are only 50,000 actual JSON files.
JSON files.
So that should be easier. Even though it's
still not helping. Yeah.
This doesn't make any sense to me, but
there's a lot of junk in here. I don't think it helps with extensions.json.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
Extensions. All right. Let's see. Okay, browse, blah, blah, blah. Let's see. Extensions.json. There it is. Okay, recommendations.
Ah, nice. You just passed a name, but the question will be, what is the actual name? The canonical name for your extensions, right?
Well, so we have extensions, but it says these are just recommendations. In a multi-root, the command will open your code workspace file where you can list extensions under extensions.recommendations. But I don't necessarily want a recommendation, right?
Yeah, you want a dependency kind of thing, right?
I want it to be like, you need this. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So
nobody put extensions in the corner with C#. Yanishko loves that line, man. I like consistency, Yanishko, though. I'd say that. I like consistency, my friend.
Okay, so hang on a sec.
Okay.
I think there's actually a different configuration. Maybe it's not extensions.json, but a different similar file.
Okay. Oh, that loads all the necessary configuration extensions as part of CodeSpace?
Yeah, I think so. And you just stick it in the repo.
Yeah.
So let's see.
CodeSpace extensions or something? Like force extensions and CodeSpace?
Yeah. So I've got here we go. I've got an email here. I would pull up the email, but I don't really want to. Let's see. If you add an extensions.json, which includes CodeTour, Readers will be taken to the editor and prompted to install CodeTour. Okay, so I mean I think that's a decent.
Yeah.
That's a decent one. So all we have to do is create an extensions file.
Which you have. And then
if I can find my browser. Oh, I'm literally in the browser.
In the same browser. Yeah.
Okay, so we've got extensions, and then the recommendations we need. The only one we really need here. I guess there are probably some other ones, but the only one we really need is CodeTour. So let's go find CodeTour VS Code extension, and we need the full name, like the fully qualified name.
Fully qualified name.
Which is not listed here. VSLS-contrib.CodeTour. So it's up here.
Where'd you find it?
It's up here in the
Oh, nice. Look at you.
So I don't see. Okay, so if we go back to our extensions file and we plop this in here.
Yeah.
And let's see, add extension for CodeTour.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'd be curious. Anyone who who has not yet used Code Spaces or doesn't have like an environment already, go to this web app. I'll just get the URL here. Go to this web app and hit period and tell us if it prompts you to install CodeTour. Because I'd be really curious as to whether or not it
help us help you. Also, do you feel that CodeTour replaces the README files?
I mean,
probably not, right?
If you can look at, I think there's a lot that's in README that is still relevant, but if you can get to the point of, if you can get to that point, that's a pretty good place to be. Like, be able to walk someone through the key parts of the code. I think that's it's sort of like README++. So I don't know. So if you haven't joined our Discord, there is a Discord.
Very good.
Discord's been rather busy, and if you'd like to join the circus along, with us, you can.
So ignore JP that says circus. It's a very welcoming and open community where people can find help and support from other members. But we also like to have fun from time to time.
So somebody did post a link to some reggae, which I like reggae. I'm not sure if this is spam, however.
You feel that this could... Oh, I see.
I feel like it could be, but
at
any rate,
let's give them the benefit of the doubt for now.
By deleting it. That seems like a good idea.
By deleting. Come and listen to my music. How do you make money? What's the easiest way to do it? SoundCloud, is it?
Yeah.
SoundCloud, which I've never understood. People go viral and it's like, go to my SoundCloud. We're like, why? Why do I need your SoundCloud?
I think it started because a few people had some viral posts, and that was their first thing, was listen to my SoundCloud. Then it turned into a meme of all of its own. See, I love SoundCloud because you find all these like bootleg kind of gray market remixes that you can't find anywhere else, because it's like somebody sitting in their basement with Fruity Loops and a bunch of samples and stitching stuff together, and it's kind of fun. And then even some big artists will go and
put stuff in.
Artists, they'll do bootleg remixes of other people's songs, but they'll put them there because they can't get them on an album that's sitting Spotify.
Check this out. Phil Snubble is saying he did Spotify for SoundCloud. Really?
Wow. Now that's a big leap. I mean, I do the $5 a month or whatever the SoundCloud one is, so you don't have to listen to ads. But ditching Spotify entirely. The problem is we pay way too much for music. Like
I know.
Between like Spotify and YouTube Music and Sirius and SoundCloud and iTunes Match and all this crap, and I'm just like, ugh.
Hold up. Are you paying Sirius?
Well, I mean, nobody actually pays Sirius. You pay by calling and sitting on the phone for 20 minutes and saying, I don't need this anymore. And they're like, okay, look, just give us whatever you got. You got $50? It's good for the year, right? I mean, I've had Sirius since I was in college and I worked at a Radio Shack, and we sold Sirius, and I bought it then. So this was 2004, 2005. And we've had it ever since then, mostly because you can call and get them to. You can get it for less than half price.
You can negotiate whatever price you want with them. In other words, right?
Yeah, I called once
Nice.
and I was like, "Look," I said, "Hey, I need to cancel the service on this car."
Yep.
And he says, he's like, "Oh, why? Did you get a new car?" I said, No, it was an extra car that we sold. It's like, I just don't have the car and we haven't replaced it.
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, I can get you set up with a radio at home." I'm like, at home? You
Oh,
think
like
I'm gonna
internet
set it-
radio. We had that once. I bought an internet radio for that.
No, they wanted me to buy like a home dock for a radio with a satellite antenna and service to sit in my house and I guess play through like a hi-fi or something. So I was like, nah. But the thing is, I took that radio out of the car because we sold the car, so I took the little radio out of the car and I threw it in a bin and put it in storage. This was years ago. I mean, this was our last house, so it was at least 4 years ago. I pulled it out the other day, and it still works. And the reason is, I learned this. So when you call or cancel Sirius, right? Hey, Exy. Good. I'm glad you're here. That's awesome.
Yeah, he's in the house.
When you call, and I don't know, we probably shouldn't talk about this. But when you call Sirius and cancel, right? Mm-hmm. They send out this batch of like ESNs that shouldn't work anymore. So like radio identifiers, they send out these batches. And I guess when they start, like when you first cancel, they send it like all the time. Like cancel radio A, cancel radio A. But then over time, it gets exponentially longer in between like times that they say cancel radio A.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. So if you switch it off and never use it, and then those messages expire, and then you have Sirius forever.
So, I don't want to say it's forever because I was doing some reading, and apparently they do this once a year. They send like a batch of like, don't deactivate all these things. Mm-hmm. But the thing is, like, we plugged it in, we used it, like just tried it out for a couple days, and the satellite bandwidth is just so low, I guess, that it just you can listen to the internet one and it sounds. But I mean, I don't know. I only listen to it because there are a few really good stations. There used to be a lot of really good stations. There's this one called Wax. There's a bunch of turntablists and stuff. It's awesome. It's Channel 43. There's one that was all breakbeats, like straight from the UK. Old, cool, like 90s electronic stuff. It was really good. All those channels are gone. And we have like 17 artist-specific stations. So there's Dave Matthews Radio and Tom Petty Radio and Bruce Springsteen Radio and Pearl Jam Radio and Beatles Radio and Grateful Dead Radio and Jimmy Buffett Radio. Blah. So apparently they're just running out of channels. So they're just like, well, let's just play one artist's catalog on repeat
forever
and call it a channel. So I don't know.
Right, I see. Well, Phil Snubble is dissing Xamarin. Sorry, not Xamarin. He's dissing Spotify. And he says that the next version should be Maui plus Electron plus Blazor plus WPF plus Windows all in one app.
Well, didn't somebody built a really good Spotify like client for Windows, didn't they?
Right. I don't know. Well, back in the day when I was in the UK, the actual mobile apps were built with Xamarin, and they were built by Microsoft for Spotify. I don't know if that's still the case. We had our MCS, the Microsoft Consulting Services, doing it.
Oh yeah.
But now on the desktop, I don't know what they're using. I think it's
Let's
Electron.
see what this is using. It's Electron.
Knockoff Spotify, Dotify, Stainify.
Spotify is burning up.
Spotify plus.
And it's 250 megs of RAM.
That's not too
awful.
Bad. But why would you need a desktop client? Just do the web app and then install it as a PWA.
The only reason I do the desktop client is because it does some local caching.
Oh, okay.
And I have a tendency to get stuck on like a short list of songs for a while, and I'll just plow through them and put them on repeat and listen to them, and I do kind of like that part of it.
I like your Daily Mix 1, Daily Mix 2, Daily Mix 3, Daily Mix 4.
I didn't make those.
It's like web apps, like Web App 1, Web App 2, Web App 3.
Console app 37. Why don't you like this? Why don't you like it? Why are you angry, Fuel? I need to know why you're so upset, Fuel. What's going on?
I'm angry. That's why. Why? Yeah. Why are you upset, man? This is like therapy. Let's do community therapy here.
Yeah, what's going on, Fuel? Hit us.
Let us know if we can solve your problems.
We can maybe solve it and definitely make it worse.
It's the 45 show that does weather and then community therapy.
This is what summertime has done to us. It's
for all the custom policy friends here. This is a safe space. You can share.
He says the Spotify was good, then they made it crap. But I need to know why it's gone. Or I need to know why. What was it before? Was it not Electron before? Because I haven't used Spotify, but only for the last little bit.
I guess not. Not. It happens. Exi is saying Dapper demo app, then Dapper demo app with minimal API app. Okay, and then escalates to Dapper demo minimal API with Swagger.
We were just talking about microservices a little bit ago, weren't we?
We were, yes, we were indeed.
Yeah.
Are we going into that now? Because that's a whole another bucket of.
I mean, we can. I did promise XBob that we would try to put B2C through something besides front door.
Let's do that then.
So I did promise that today, but presumably, hopefully, it doesn't take that long. But we'll see. Okay.
We'll see. Famous last words. It shouldn't take long.
Let's do it now.
So you already have a B2C that is not using anything for front door, right? Or anything for proxying.
Yeah, so we're not using any proxy on this B2C. Although, hosted Dapper. Here's the thing. I am going to go. I don't want to go down this road, but I am. I can't help it. I don't know why. It's just like a compulsion.
Now you did it. Now you did it, actually.
We'll do B2C first. Okay. So, for those of you who've been watching for a while, we did add custom domain support to B2C, and you do it through Front Door, through Azure Front Door, which is like essentially a sort of CDN Cloudflare style thing. Apparently, there are some complaints that it's expensive. Now, I don't really know because when I looked at it, it didn't look super expensive, but apparently people don't like the pricing. So the natural next question was, do I have to use Front Door? And I don't know. Front Door is what is supported. So if you call support and say, well, I did this on my own, they're going to tell you, well, sorry, we're not going to support you. But if you're curious and you feel like dealing with it on your own, it's possible that you'll be able to do this with other front-end proxies like Nginx or Cloudflare or whatever. So we promised XBob we would look into doing it with Cloudflare, and that's what we're going to try to do. Fuel. You know for sure people are going to build Maui apps just to host the web window, which makes it an Electron app, kind of. Now, here's the only thing about that.
Mm-hmm.
If I don't have to ship an entire Chrome along with my Electron app, I mean, that's kind of okay. Because some of the other things use Edge web views and are way faster because of it. And they're using whatever you've got available on the box, which I think is actually pretty cool. I'm okay with that. I don't like Electron apps either, but I'm totally okay with something using the browser I already have as the engine for the web view. That would be totally cool with me. Not to mention, they tend to be super fast. So like the Teams preview stuff is actually like responsive, which is a new thing for Teams. Kind of surprising. Anyway, okay, B2C, and then we're gonna go talk about Dapper.
Squirrel.
We're gonna talk about this other thing I was thinking of. Okay, so B2C. So the first thing we have to do with B2C is, in fact, we don't go to the B2C blade. We go to the underlying Azure AD blade. I don't think they've made any changes here. So the first thing we have to do is add a custom domain, the same way we would add a custom domain normally. So let's go to Azure Active Directory. And here is where we have to set up our custom domain names. Now we need a custom domain to use with this one, so I guess we better go find one.
I'm surprised they have so many custom domains registered, or sorry, so many domains registered under your name. How many do you have? Do you know?
Too many.
Too many.
It's another compulsion.
I wonder how much money you pay every year for renewing your domain names.
Probably too much. Okay.
Brutus.app. I like
So
Brutus.
well, Brutus I'm using. What should we use?
Deepnet.com.
Using that one.
Oh, man. IEF.WTF.
Perfect.
There
All
you
B2C.
go.
And I don't think there's anything in here yet. Okay, so we don't have anything in DNS, I don't think. We don't. Good.
Sweet.
Cool. Don't have any custom name servers. Your domain's not using these settings. Okay, good. Okay, so this is the DNS that's active. So the first thing we have to do, we're going to use IEF.WTF.
Mm-hmm.
So let's add a custom domain, and we'll call this id.ief.wtf. Or should we just, yeah, that's fine. id.ief.wtf.
Hey, X Baha. Is that how you pronounce your name? X Baha L1? God, man. I feel old. Every time I try to pronounce names on the stream, I feel old. Welcome to the stream, by the way, friends. It's nice to have you here. We're talking about custom. I said yes. That means I pronounced it okay. We're actually looking at custom domains with B2C, not using Azure Front Door. So we're using a different proxy. You are using Azure Front Door?
No.
Oh, not using Azure Front Door. That's what I said.
Okay. So in order to use this, we need to create a new text record with our domain name. So let's go create a new text record. All right. New text record with this in it for ID dot. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So we got this. Cool. So we've got that one. I'm going to give it a second to replicate.
Yep.
And let's go look here. So let's go look at texts under id.ief.wtf, and we'll look at text and see what we get. It's already there. Good. Let's hope that Azure can see it. All right, so we'll verify this domain, and we got it. Cool. We should definitely download Azure AD Connect and see if we can. I'm sorry, I shouldn't even say that. I shouldn't even joke. That's like joking around with saying bomb on a plane. Okay, so we have our custom domain, which is good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So now we need to go and configure something to use it, right?
Yes.
So let's go over to Cloudflare.
Ooh, Cloudflare. I use it for my blog post, blog site.
That was what XBob asked. So
okay, XBob, this is all for you, my friend. A dedicated show to XBob.
And at least it's recorded, so we can get back to it. Yes, I am human. Oh. Please click each image containing an airplane. Okay.
You know, I was trying to sign up for PayPal, and I got stuck on this forever. It wouldn't let me verify.
Why are you signing up for PayPal in 2021? Have you never had a PayPal account before?
I had one, and then I quit in anger because I lost a lot of money by selling an iPhone. So I sold the iPhone, and then somebody claimed fraud. So somebody came, they collected the phone from me, and then PayPal demanded all the money back plus damages.
Oh my God. Okay, so sign in again.
If only you could use your voice to authenticate, right?
Well, somehow I feel like that would like no, back. Okay. I use Authy because I like Authy quite a bit. The only problem is I never some of them don't show up the name of the thing. It just shows the email address.
Oh, it does?
Okay.
Oh, that's awful.
Okay.
Can you not rename it like you do on the Microsoft Authenticator?
I don't know. It's a good point. Okay, so let's add id.ief.wtf. Okay. Oh, God, come on. Oh, no, I'm going to change name servers for Cloudflare, right? I am.
Yes.
I didn't think about that. Well, okay. Lame. Okay. Oh no. I'll just do free. Okay. So Cloudflare free.
Cheapskate.
What?
I'm just kidding. I'm just.
I don't need to
you,
pay
man.
for it. I just want to see if
I know
mean,
you don't have to
it's
pay for it.
essentially a proxy, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
But I think it has a limit, doesn't it? Have a limit on how much data it can proxy?
I don't think so now.
Okay. Maybe
I think
when
you
I
can
signed up.
proxy I think you can proxy unlimited stuff. I think you pay, you get into like page rules, all that kind of stuff. Okay, so we've got this rule. Cool. Yeah. I mean, we don't really need any DNS records just yet. So now we have to. Now I have to go to Emily and Kai. So let's go change this. Sadly, I believe this might be the thing that kills us. This might take too long.
Oh, really? Because it doesn't replicate fast enough?
I mean, I'm worried that it'll take too long. But whatever, we'll give it a shot and see.
Well, we have other things to talk while this is happening, right? Right?
They're doing everything they can to keep you from doing this. Okay, so these are being used now. It's probably going to take a while for this to happen. In the interim, let's go check the doc. Let's see, b2c custom domain. Just make sure there's nothing else that we need to do that we can go ahead and do. So, blah, 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 custom domains, yeah, blah, blah, blah. So we got a user flow, we got all of our stuff, right? Problem is, I guess Christos ended up with no phone and no money and have to pay damages even if had wiped the phone. Yeah, that's true.
That's exactly what happened, and there was no way to trace the phone or get it back.
Have I had any great meetings lately? Fuel, you know, with it being summertime, I actually haven't had a whole lot of meetings.
Which is good for his sanity.
It is. The problem is I've replaced it with doing custom policy work, so...
He likes the punishment.
6 of one, half dozen of the other, right? Okay. So we've added our custom domain name to Azure AD. Cool. Add your DNS information to the registrar. Okay. After you've added your custom domain... Okay, so we did that. So that's the DNS stuff. Oh. Yeah. Oh, wait. This is for login and for account. I see. Okay.
Do you need to...
create the new front door.
Okay.
When you create front door, the default front-end host is azurefd.net. Okay, front door provides the option of associating a custom domain with the front-end host. Cool. So associate the user interface with the custom domain in your URL. Okay, so that's the front end. Add a backend to the backend pool. Okay, which we're not doing front door, so snab a little fuel from Thule. Okay, so the backend host is our b2c login.com, essentially. Okay. So, add a backend. Okay, fine. Add routing. Create our CNAME. That's what I was looking for. So CNAME. So let's see. How would we do this with... How would we do...
With front door, right? Because that's the front door that has to do now.
Yeah, so how do we get the DNS? How do we get the DNS to work with Cloudflare? That's what I want. Well,
so id.ief.wtf will take you to Cloudflare, and now Cloudflare needs to know how to redirect that to the backend, which is the b2c side, right?
I mean, is it as simple as adding... I'll finish this later. Is it as simple... Oh, it says it's not yet active. Is it as simple as adding... Yeah, check him again. Come on now. Oh.
Hey, Nalian, thanks for signing up. Thanks for subscribing. It's awesome to have you here. The record. That's what I think they have to do. Yeah.
So it's umbrella b2c.b2clogin.com, and we'll add that as a CNAME to id.ief. Yeah, okay. So this is an alias of this, and we're going to set it to be proxied. I think that's going to be the key, because otherwise it would just be a DNS redirection.
Yeah, exactly. We want to proxy.
So we want it to proxy, so let's save that. Okay, so that's there.
Okay.
That can't be the only thing we have to do.
Well, you
Maybe
just
it
need to wait.
is. I
Yeah.
mean, be
Because
awesome if it is.
that's what you have to do for front door, right? You have to proxy the front end into the back end, and as long as you know where it needs to go, then it should work. What are we waiting for now? The changes to Google?
The verification TXT of the IEF WTF is already being rechecked. You may only submit a recheck once per hour. Wow. Okay,
Wow.
So what are the So I guess let's look at the name servers for this and just see what they are. Still pointing to Google.
Yeah.
Almost all of them are. Lame. Well, this might be something we just have to check later, I guess.
Later. Yeah.
Because I got to wait for that name server to change. So I think this might be all we have to do, is because of the way that Cloudflare works and how it proxies stuff.
Yeah.
This might be the only thing we have to do. Like, we want to sign in at id.ief.wtf just by adding this as a CNAME to our B2C login, not the on Microsoft.com domain, but the B2C login one. Just for adding it here, and also, of course, configuring B2C or configuring Azure AD to know that that's going to be an incoming name. The fact that Cloudflare auto proxies, I wonder if that's it. Thanks, Nalian. God, I feel old too because I can't read anybody's names.
Yeah, I think it's Nalian.
Nothing like a bunch of middle-aged old white guys trying to read internet names. Yeah, there's like a sitcom in there somewhere. Okay, so I guess I don't need Domain Connect anymore. That was one that was imported from the other. So...
Oh, yeah, okay.
This is definitely kind of lame. Let me go back to Google and make absolutely certain. Okay, your domain is using custom name servers. Okay, good. So, now Cloudflare still doesn't seem to know, but if I was to say NS lookup on this thing from my machine, let's just use my local DNS id.ief.wtf. That gives me nothing.
Oh, dead. Oh, is it because it's in the middle of transitioning now, right? Will Cloudflare set the forwarding for headers? I suspect if it's just proxying, then it should.
I think it does, yeah. It should. So let's set type to all, and we'll do ID. My local DNS definitely does not have, definitely is not squared away yet. Oh, interesting.
What?
Maybe all isn't something, maybe I did the wrong thing. Okay, so the name servers for the root are still showing Google, so.
Google, yeah.
I guess it's going to take a while. It's kind of lame.
Well,
I didn't think it was going to take that long.
Well, we can come back to that later. We still have an hour left on our stream, more or less.
Should we take a quick break?
Let's take a quick break, and then we'll be back in 2.5 minutes, because that's how long our break music is.
Okay, let's take a quick break.
Go grab coffee, go to the toilet, and then we'll see you very, very soon.
BRB. We're back. Fuel says this is the reason they watch the show is for the music. I wonder if we just played the music for 2 hours. If
it's like chill out and code while you're listening to us, because believe me or not, there are channels out there on Twitch that's all they do. They have music in the background. Somebody's reading a book, and other people join, and they have 500 followers or 500 live viewers, which blows my mind.
I wonder if we just coded without talking. We just went about our daily work with music,
sending emails and responding to comments and tweeting and doing that.
I feel like we'd have to have like something longer than the 2 minute and 34-second loop. That might get a little tedious after a while.
Phil Snabel says Christos is not bitter at all. No, I'm not bitter at all, because we put all this effort to produce the shows, and then someone that's just sitting and reading a book gets 500 viewers. It's maybe I'm too old and I don't understand. Maybe I'm a grumpy old white middle-aged person that doesn't get what happens. Yeah.
Book.
Still nothing. Oh, your Pi hole maybe is not updated. Do you need to do some kind of a reset?
Let's go look at the root. Let's go look at the root servers and see what they say. So set type ns for ief.wtf, and it timed out. Okay. Oh, so one of the roots has it.
Oh, there you go.
2.1 has it, so that's a good start. So yeah, I think I need to go to the Pi hole and restart DNS, right?
Yes.
Or what is it? Pi hole restart DNS, something like that. I don't need the dashes. Okay, restart DNS.
I didn't know that Pi hole has a CLI.
It does. That's how you update it too.
I sign into it.
Pi hole up.
Like a savage.
Well, I'm here, so I thought, why not? Oh no! Oh, it does have an update.
Oh. Live on the stream, he's gone because his Pi hole was just updating everything, so the stream is dead.
So if I do an NS lookup now my upstreams, my upstream DNS is, well, my upstream might be 4.2.2.1. I don't know. Let's see. So let's do a set type ns for ief.wtf. Nope, not yet. Still has the old ones, but that's okay. I'll just do a host file. Let's get an admin prompt up here, and let's see here. Windows system.
Right, actually, I'm also running in Docker, so I wonder if I can use the CLI to update directly the Pi hole, or if I need to do Docker restart. Does Docker restart actually? Well, that's how you restart it, but it doesn't update it, right? Or unplug what am I using? I'm using Raspberry Pi.
I don't use Docker for my Pi hole because it needs so many different ports open that running it with anything else ends up being such a pain that I just run it alone.
I was unable to install it on my Raspberry Pi. Otherwise.
What?
The Pi hole.
You were unable to install it without Docker?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm useless like that. I have to use a very complex architecture to make it work,
So there was let's see, let's do a flush. There it is. I know that's flushing the log. I don't need that. I thought that if you updated Gravity, that was enough to clear.
Is not ARP flash at the very bottom? Flash information stored in Pi holes network tables?
Well, that just flushes the ARP cache for like local addresses, for essentially hardware addresses. What is it? Address resolution protocol or address resolution something. So it's the thing that maps hardware addresses. I think if you update Gravity, that will do it, right? So that goes and gets all of the... That should do a full DNS flush. And yeah, the host file means it won't be proxied. That's correct. X Baja 1. Baja like the Baja...
Bahamas?
Like the Baja Rally? Okay.
Ooh.
Although I don't really have an IP, and God, it's been so long since I was in the host file. I can't. Can I use names in host? I can use a name. ID.IEF.
You should be, yeah. Yeah, it's like it has an example at the very top.
It's
not the other way around?
I don't have an IP. I only have I need to essentially mimic a CNAME.
Ah, okay. Well, give it a go.
b2c.b2clogin.com. I don't, let's see. Ping ID IEF.WTF. Nope. Nope.
It doesn't resolve it.
So, whatever. Yeah, still can't resolve it.
It says the host file will not be proxied, right? No, it shouldn't be proxied. You're right.
No, it won't. Yeah, it won't be. And then I need to flush my own DNS here. Now, I'm also probably picking up DNS from work, too.
Oh, yeah. Group policy and stuff.
But, it's getting closer. Yep, still nothing locally.
Still nothing.
Oh, well. Because the other thing I wonder is the way that Cloudflare says it. It says they're not going to use it yet either.
It says changes take up to 24 hours, right? So,
yeah. There are a few that are starting to pick it up, but not many.
Yep.
Still, the vast majority still use the other. So,
and you don't know which one your Pi-hole is looking on, right?
No, I mean it's going to local, which is going up to my ISP because they're the fastest, which goes out to Lord knows who.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you can trace a DNS request all the way over, but anyway, it does say it's not yet active, and I don't know if that means that it doesn't activate it until it sees DNS is cool, or if it's just saying because your name servers haven't replicated that it is not set up yet. I don't know. I don't know what.
I would say let's give it an hour and wait. I mean, we can look back just before we wrap up the show today, right? See if there are any updates.
Yeah, that's true. We could.
Do you want to do the John's stuff or the custom policies, or do you want to touch something else?
I can't really do that because it's such a mess.
Which is telling about our custom policies and.
So I have if anyone is familiar with custom policy who is watching, I do have I have a custom policy that's acting a bit strange, right? So you get signed in. This is just a sample React app that's out in GitHub. There's nothing custom about it except for we configured some policies in there. What's weird is when you hit edit profile, you would expect to edit your profile. But instead, you just ended up coming right back here.
It doesn't pop up with your. Do you have a pop up or a redirect for this?
I'm doing redirect so I can see I can watch it as it goes. But
okay.
I for the life of me cannot figure this out, and I don't know why. It's essentially skipping all of the steps in the journey, which is just really really bizarre. My suspicion is if you look at the way these policies are.
Yeah.
When you take a look at them, you look at the different steps in the policies. As you go through orchestration steps, each one of these steps calls various technical profiles. That's essentially a function to let it go do some work.
Yeah.
Each one of these technical profiles has a set of input and output claims, right? If those claims are provided by an earlier technical profile within the journey, then B2C doesn't show them to you. However, the thing that I don't fully understand about that is, short of creating a bunch of claim name underscore temporary, claim name underscore, new value, old value, short of doing that, which would be incredibly tedious.
Yep.
I don't know how you would ever build an edit profile policy, because they'd always be fulfilled. The whole point of editing your profile, your user profile, is to change data about you, which implies that the data is already there, because you're going to edit data you've already got. But if the data is being provided by a technical profile, and because it's being provided by a technical profile and the output claim matches, then presumably edit profile would never work.
Like it happens right now, right? That's what's happening right now.
However, if I just go create an edit profile policy, it works fine. If I just go create like a standard off-the-shelf one, works fine.
So it has to do with the custom policy and the technical profile.
Yeah, there's something specific about this one, and I don't know. I've hit my face against it so many times. I honestly have no idea.
You do know that we work for the division that actually creates these, right? So you can reach out to the engineering team.
I've asked.
And no one?
No one. I think part of it is that lots of people work on individual pieces of it.
Okay.
And so there's lots of like really specific deep knowledge in certain parts. But finding someone who's got the sort of overall of how all these things work together, it's just proven to be quite difficult to find anyone to help out. But yeah, every time I hit edit profile, new token gets issued. Like everything looks fine. If you look at the dev tools when you do it, everything looks totally normal as you would expect. Like no error messages are coming back. The code gets sent, so we do our authorize. Everything in there looks normal. It's got the right policy name in it. And it returns back with state. It just has the state in it. There's a code, so we can go and take the code and redeem it. But there's no error message or anything that's sent back in the response. Then localhost takes it, and it goes and calls token, and it redeems the code for the token as you would expect. It redeems the code, and then gets the response back with an ID token. Like it's totally normal. It's totally as you would expect. It's just that it's like B2C's just getting it and skipping it. And I've looked even in the traces for it. And if you look at the traces, they're a little strange because it pretty much just says, oh yeah, I'm giving back a token. Like there's the policy we're trying to call. These might be a little bit older. 1032, so that was a couple hours ago. So the new ones haven't trickled in, but yeah, it's really throwing me for a loop. I don't like doing custom policies. This is why, if B2C doesn't do something you want it to do, you should give us a call first and ask us to make it work in normal B2C instead of jumping to custom policies. Because once you get to this point, you're kind of dead in the water. Fuel Snabble, that should fix it. Restart Azure. I wish. They took away those permissions after the last time I tried.
Oh.
I can't restart Azure anymore. So yeah.
Or you can start the internet.
That's true.
Pi-hole restart.
Yeah, but then the stream would die. Well, maybe not. I mean, it's already up and running. It's already done its DNS resolution. It doesn't need it, right? No, it didn't work. It didn't work then. It still doesn't work, Fuel. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm just not a big fan of B2C custom policies. I mean, they've always been weird and esoteric and difficult, but this is the kind of stuff that makes you just say, why on earth, like, why are you the way that you are, you know?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, anyway, beyond that, there were a couple questions about licensing out in Discord from Sahil. I don't know if Sahil's here or not. If you used B2B guests before, you got them on this 5-to-1 ratio. The 5-to-1 ratio is being replaced by monthly active users. So, monthly active users, meaning anything under 50,000 users is still free. And if you get over 50,000 users, you pay a very small fraction of a penny per monthly active user. And that's for B2B guests using premium features, or for B2C and all the external stuff. All that stays the same. Was there anything else? I'm trying to remember if there's anything else that was out here that we might want to address. But I think Xbobs was I think Xbob's was the biggest one. If you missed this last week, we did do some fun stuff with stealing refresh tokens, and I'm kind of ready to just make Sophie the sort of unofficial mascot of this channel, so we can remember that forever.
The elephant or the giraffe?
The giraffe.
Well, we can, because the Graph team has a giraffe as their mascot, so we need to be a little bit more innovative.
But this is a malicious giraffe. Sophie, the
that looks
giraffe.
like a malicious giraffe to you?
Well, I'll tell you this much.
You got kids, right? You've seen what malicious toys look like.
Malicious toys are toys that make sound that do not have an off switch.
That's a good point. Like a Vuvuzela. Remember Vuvuzelas back in the day? I had a friend that he had kids, and somebody brought them a Vuvuzela for their birthday.
Yeah, it's just awful. No, see, Sophie's still over here. That's her. You can't see it from here, but that's her picture.
Oh, you have that. Nice.
So this is a token cache ripper that rips out an MSAL cache.
Mm-hmm.
And so, Sophie the malicious giraffe.
Yeah.
MSAL cache stealer extraordinaire. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe she'd be a good thing to have in here. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to go check DNS one more time. If it's not up, we'll pick this up later today, maybe.
We'll
come back and take a look.
May come back on Friday.
Or we can do it on Friday. Or we could leave a note. We could always leave a note to say
it's done. Thank you. Or maybe you can write a blog post about it and show people how to do it.
I don't need that. I need the CNAME. It's definitely in more places now.
You want to try it?
Yeah, let's try it. Why not? Name servers. Interestingly enough, there.
The name server is still.
You know what we can do.
Go on.
I'm going to add a DNS record in. I'm going to add a DNS record here.
Okay.
Just to see if the DNS is the only thing that we have to do. And that way, as it flows through, it will flow through and switch to the other one.
CNAME or DNS there? Is that what you need to set, the CNAME?
When you set the CNAME. So you set the CNAME to your b2c login, your tenant name.b2c login.com. So we're going to add this to the existing name server. Although I kind of screwed up the naming there. So ID, there we go. I'm going to add this here just so that it's... I have to add more to the ID record. I don't want to add more text, though. You telling me I can't have two of the same? I guess I can't. That's fine, whatever. Because it's a subdomain. So, okay. So I'm going to add this here so that anything that's still looking at Google will get the Google one. And we'll, while we're waiting on name server to change over to the other one.
Yeah.
That seems like a reasonable compromise. So if we do an NS lookup on id.ief.wtf now, we get it.
Umbrella, yeah.
It's there. Umbrella B2C and prda.aedg msidentity.com. Interestingly enough, they're the same link. So I guess we can try. You want to go try it? Let's see what we got. Well, we got it in here, so B2C knows to be looking for it. So let's just go to one of our user flows. We've only got one in here.
You only have one.
So we're going to copy this out, and instead of using that, we're going to change the DNS name to be id.ief.wtf. Yep. And if you don't like having this name in the middle, you can always put your tenant ID in there, your tenant GUID, but I don't really care. So let's see where this takes us.
Dun, dun, dun.
Okay.
Nowhere. Oh.
Not secure.
Is it because I thought it was adding an TLS? I thought that is secure.
Oh, that might be something. That's something we're going to have to do Cloudflare side because it is still proxying it.
Yeah.
So I probably... Oh, wait a minute. We'll do full strict because that will look for a trusted CA server. Okay. So this is going to look for a trusted CA, which of course graph.windows.net has, or the Cloudflare Origin CA, which we're not obviously we can't.
Yeah, because we're not using a self-signed certificate, right? Duh.
Well, we can't we also can't put a self-signed cert in B2C.
Yeah, we can or we can't?
We cannot.
Okay.
So...
Do you save it? Do you save anything? Is it...
So is this actually being proxied, though? It says it's being proxied. However... Oh, you know what? Because we're going through Google's DNS right now. That's why. Okay, that's okay. So let's continue. And the resource you're looking for is not available. And it did.
So that's resolved.
And it redirected me to login.windows or login.microsoftonline.com. So there must be something that front door. What would front door be doing special? It can't be. I mean, it's the proxy.
It's just a proxy.
What could it be doing? Oh, because it isn't just DNS, right? Because front door is a proxy course.
Yeah.
So front door is going to proxy it, which is why we do have to wait on Cloudflare. Because Cloudflare is a proxy. All we've done right now with the Google DNS change is point it somewhere different. That's all. That's why. All we've done is we've essentially C-named the B2C login thing, that isn't going to work. That's not enough. You have to proxy it.
We have to proxy and we have to wait for the change.
So lame. And
are you gonna put back the text rather than the CNAME, the TXT instead of the CNAME?
Well, it's just this name server propagation is so slow. God almighty. Like,
is Google making life harder for everyone, or is this DNS propagation at its core that is slow?
Well, name server records don't change much, so they tend to be fairly slow.
Right.
And their time to live is pretty long too. So let's try this one. This one's still like, yeah, it's weird. It's kind of like, it's definitely hit or miss.
There's more now on this one.
Yeah. Some parts of the world are getting it, but like Google, of course, hasn't gotten it yet. I could
call someone. Call someone.
I don't know who to call.
Call Google. Who runs Google these days? Sanjay?
I don't even know who it is anymore.
Sanjay something? Sanjay Pranav? I thought you were looking for Google CEO. Okay. CEO, CTO?
I don't know. Well,
Larry and Sergey have definitely left, right?
I don't know.
There.
Maybe. Interestingly enough, a lot of these don't resolve, and the only ones, well, with the exception of Greece.
Yes.
In Buenos Aires and Santiago.
Santiago. Why are the other ones not resolved?
My grandmother grew up right outside of Buenos Aires, like 20 minutes outside of it.
Have you been?
No, I'd like to go, but I don't want to get kidnapped.
Isn't that sad? Like a lot of the South American countries are fantastic. Like Colombia, right? Beautiful. But do you want to go there?
I'm just going off what State Department says.
Mm-hmm. Venezuela. Or is it Venezuela? You're missing an E there, right? Venezuela.
Well, I guess we're going to have to wait on DNS. So what I would say is, I'm going to put a link. In fact, let's go make an AKA link for this. I want to see if anybody can actually hit it later today when the DNS
results.
Name server stuff finally switches over.
Yeah. Are you doing it off screen?
Because I'm pretty curious. I am pretty curious to see once that takes effect how that's going to work. We're going to delete this record because otherwise it's just going to get confusing.
Yeah, you also need to add the TXT back, right?
No, we don't need it. That was just for domain validation, so we don't need it.
Nice.
Once the domain's validated, we don't need the text record anymore. Cool. I do have one other machine that we can try. We'll try that one. If that doesn't work, then I give up, and we'll wait till later. We'll just have to wait for DNS.
It's always DNS's fault, right?
That's right. Venezuela. Venezuela.
Venezuela needs an E. He needs to call all the DNS providers one by one and ask them to update it. Send an email.
You know what we could do? We could try to figure out how to attack the DNS servers to force them to flush.
Yeah, let's hack the DNS servers of the world so we can have our stuff sorted.
We can just DDoS them or something. Anyway.
Please do not do that at home. And JP is only joking.
I'm purely kidding. You should never do that. Oh no, I can't run command line.
Is that your virtual box?
Let's see. This
Sorry,
is like it's like our work WVD. I can't do anything with it, but I can go to a web browser. So I guess we'll just go see, because this DNS is going to be different, of course.
Wait. What happens if you run your sandbox? Does it come with the same settings as your main box?
It does.
Yeah.
Let's try. Yeah, this one's still saying not secure. So this one's still getting the old DNS one, the old Google DNS. So, well, doesn't look like it's going to happen right now. Of course, as soon as we stop the stream, I'm sure it'll go and replicate.
Will happen. Yes.
Anyway, I'm going to put this link in here.
Mm-hmm.
This is the link to sign in.
I thought you were going to create an AK.ms link.
Well, I guess I can.
AK.ms, test me now. 45 show, test me now.
All right, so we're going to do this 425 show. 425 show IEF WTF.
Mm-hmm.
And all right, so we got this in.
Are we supposed to be showing this internal tool to the world?
Probably not. Whatever. I just need the link. Once I get the link, I'll get out of here. Resolution's low anyway. Nobody can see it. Here. So go here.
So like anyone can zoom in after the show.
Yeah, I know. Well, we just won't. We'll delete this recording. So yeah, go to that link. Go to that link at some point later today and see if you actually make it to a b2c login page. Now, the b2c login page for that one should look like this.
But I won't be able to sign in. You just be able to view and resolve the page.
Yeah, all you really need to be able to do is get to this page. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
We're not asking for much. Just for support and validation.
Yeah, so just tell us if you get it, if you get to it later. If you do, that's great. If you don't, then we'll keep looking. But if nothing else, what should happen is you hit that page and you end up seeing B2C, but you end up seeing it essentially proxied through Cloudflare.
Yep.
And I think, based on the setup that we have to do for front door, and unless front door has some magic string thing to look for b2clogin.com and do some other kind of change to it, I don't think the front door is going to be an actual hard requirement. But it still could be, because people have said, oh, no, front door has a specific thing with B2C, and that's why you have to use it. I just don't believe that. I guess.
Well, until your assumption is confirmed or invalidated by our changes.
Yeah.
Doesn't front door create certificates? No.
It does, but so does Cloudflare.
Cloudflare
will as well. In fact, I think the SSL
termination.
Let's see. It was always use HTTPS, for example. So like it will go and do a Let's Encrypt, or I don't know if they use Let's Encrypt, but they essentially create a cert and sign it for you. So yeah.
The world is complicated, but so is security.
Yeah, so I mean we can force this to always use HTTPS, and they'll generate the TLS for you. So yeah, the Cloudflare does a lot for you. Similar to how App Service will do certs for you now as well.
Yeah, they use
front door does too. Yeah. Does Cloudflare use Let's Encrypt for that? I always seem to remember they were signed by a different. I thought they were signed by a different one, but yeah. At any rate, okay. Well, yeah, it kind of sucks. We have to wait, but good things in life come to those who wait, or to those who bring down DNS on the internet to restart all of DNS propagation. But yeah, unfortunately, I don't think we are going to see this in action just yet. But hopefully, we'll get there soon. I do have one other kind of curiosity, which is if I go here and go to, let's see here. If I was to try to go pull the metadata, will I get the metadata from that new domain? And will the metadata be in the domain? So that's
Some could say that it was almost planned to leave you with a cliffhanger for the next episode.
Some could say that. That would be a bad thing for us to do that. We would not do that to you.
We like end-to-end scenarios that wrap up in one episode.
Yeah. We would not do that, gentle viewer.
Although in saying that, I think we're planning on doing more of a series in the new year, which is the new year now. This time we have only mediocre content, but next time. Thank you, Phil Snabel, for the vote of confidence.
If you don't feel like waiting until Friday, we'll publish it on Twitter once it goes up. So
there you go. Follow us on Twitter.
If you don't feel like waiting, then we'll just.
Yeah.
That's what influencers do. Is they say, "Oh no, you have to go follow me on 78 different platforms." I'm only on one though, which is Twitter. So
don't forget TikTok and Instagram.
For Christos, I just shitpost on Twitter, and on TikTok I don't know how to do them, and I'd look like a fool, more of a fool than this, I guess.
Kyle is following me on Twitter. I am so honored.
Bar.
Kyle is following me on TikTok.
Kyle who?
Our Kyle.
Oh wow. That's cool.
Yeah, I was like, what? And Discord, of course.
That's true.
Of course.
That's true. So, well, anyway, I guess we're gonna mosey on out of here, but we'll keep you updated on Twitter. We'll post it in Discord when we know. Let's go raid one of our friends, and then we will come back on Friday. Come hell or high water, we're gonna come back on Friday, and we're gonna figure out how to do this. So we got Fritz, we've got Code Rushed, we have RWX Rob.
And Joel.
Who?
Joel 561.
I don't know who that is.
I follow him.
Joel 561. Oh, Joel 561.
Joel 561, yeah.
What are
is that a threat? Today? There's no threat. We'll be back. We'll be back.
Yeah, we'll be back whether you like it or not.
Thanks everyone for following. Thank you, Rugged Man.
Should we just go to Jeff?
Let's go to Jeff.
Hang on, let me guess. Is he doing Blazor?
No, lately he's not doing Blazor. Let me see what he's doing right now.
Oh man.
He is doing
New Year.
Migrating ClipTalk from MySQL to RavenDB. That's what he's doing.
And what is Joel 561 doing?
Well, she's doing real-time chat with Ratchet and WebSocket.
That sounds a little bit more interesting, I think.
Yeah.
Nothing against.
I know.
So. Okay. Well, hey, let's go over to Joel. Fuel says he's going to be watching the show whether he likes it or not. I like that kind of commitment. I'm down with that. We should do more of that.
That's the attitude we expect from our... she might be doing it in German, Joel. So I don't know if that's a good place to send her audience.
You know what?
Code Rust? Code Rust.
Code Rust, is he playing a game?
Modding Tailspire, designing a user interface for persistent effects. Whoa. Let's do RW Axrob. Oh, there you go. Off-screen on Kubernetes stuff. Oh, wait a minute. No. He's working mostly off-screen on Kubernetes stuff at day job. So he's got his day job, but he's streaming random stuff. I would say fridge.
Yeah, Jeff has for starters, he has Visual Studio open, which is kind of a cool window into the past. And secondly, there are like literally hundreds of files, hundreds of C# files. Let's go to Jeff. Hey everybody, we will see you on Friday. Hope you all have a great week, and we'll talk to you soon.
Stay safe,
everybody. Be safe.